Greetings, fellow traders. Welcome here. It's time for the daily market wrap for Thursday, December the 10th, 2020. I hope everybody had a great trading day today. This is brought to you by Positive Trends Research, and everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice, so please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. Good. All right, well, let's check and see where we left off the market here today. So SPX down 4 points today, but held onto the upper Bollinger Band here on the monthly chart. Weekly chart, where'd it go? Where is it hiding? So weekly chart, again, kind of this narrow range, kind of weak, kind of drifting up off of the doji sandwich, right? But big dip by today. Right, so why? What have we been tracking right here? So we've been tracking this impulsive wave up here out of the corrective channel, right? We have this this 1, 2, 3, 4 move, right? This still didn't tick over the high of wave 4, I believe. Let's see. So the high here was 36.44.31. And low here is 36.45. So very, very potential here. This could be your wave 4 move. Maybe there's more downside on it. Maybe this is not the right wave count, but let's see if we can push above the 80 EMA tomorrow and continue this wave up. If we do, we might see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here to finish a wave 5 up of the larger wave 3, right? The larger wave sub wave 3 of 3. So again, pretty bullish, right? And we're still bullish to prove otherwise over the upward trend line. So let's see how that goes from there. Let's see what the SPY and see what kind of volume came in here today. Not as much as yesterday, but still pretty good, right? Yesterday it's a pretty good volume because it was mostly a selling day, but today they did a pretty good job buying things up. Don't forget, yesterday was the SPX roll, right? So we got a little more selling yesterday out of the ES contracts from last month, and then or last quarter, and then more into this month, right? So that kind of got us like, okay, let's see if they buy the dip today, and they did, right? So they held a bunch of our key levels this morning. What we're really going for is the gap fill here this morning. It gave a nice push to the gap fill. It's a good futures trade at the open, right? Kind of worked its way up. Possible bull flag right here. Try to break out and kind of back in the range, right? But some nice plays off levels, right? We got short off of this signal zone, which we like to call it here, this resistance zone, right? And that worked its way down pretty nicely right here, and a couple little choppy action, right? Started to work its way here, and then we got the higher low and a nice little intraday harmonic right here off of that prior day's low, and that worked its way up. So I mean, complicated price action day. It wasn't as easy as yesterday in terms of counting waves, but it still gave some actionable trades and gave us some good moves. And there were some pretty good standout names, which we'll take a look at in a little bit. Let's take a look at the MES and look at some geometric lines that we might have setting up going into tonight and into tomorrow. So let's get those pulled up here. So we got this, and we've got this, right? So let's see how this holds right going into the evening. Could be very interesting, right? So let's take a look at the Qs. So the Qs again did its thing. Big dip buy this morning, right? A lot of these were extended to the downside. They gave some nice dip buy opportunities today, and then it was kind of choppy for the rest of the day. The IWM. Again, we talked about this on the live stream. I said, watch out, guys. I think it looked like it might squeeze a little bit higher, right? And we said, watch out for these levels right here. That's where it kind of finally came into some resistance at the end of the day. Let's take a look at the XLF, see how the banks were doing here today. Actually, the banks ended up closing pretty strong, so we're going to keep an eye on those and see how they act going into tomorrow. Let's take a look at a couple of the big names out there. Let's go to the daily chart. So Apple, again, nice push up here today. Again, a lot like the Qs here. Could be bull flagging going into tomorrow. Finally had a pretty decent candle here on the daily after a while. What I really like about this on the daily is that it held the cloud, right? It held our prior inside day range, which is going to be going away here in a little bit. And then it held the 382, which corresponds with the top of the cloud. So that ended up being a really good dip buy area for Apple today. Let's take a look at Tesla. So Tesla, again, a big dip buy on Tesla today too. It filled the gap and bounced off of the gap window right there. So again, big dip by the open along with everything else, and then they kind of squeezed it up a little bit into the close, chopped it up a little bit up into the close there. So good stuff there. A couple other names that are pretty interesting here that are on the radar. So we've got, of course, NIO. Baby Tesla, again, gave a nice little push here today. Couldn't get a lot of strength, but it did reclaim a lot of range. Still below the 80 MA, but one to definitely keep on the radar still. AMD. Okay, so we were pretty bearish going into this today, but remember, everything was a dip buy today, right? So this was a good one to squeeze out, right? If everybody's short here, right, you got to look for them to squeeze, right? So they failed to break over yesterday's lows, right there, and then boom, a nice push to the upside right here, and a little bit of a pop out of this geometric level at the end of the day on AMD. Snap. So guys, this was our trade of the week idea this week, and this thing just gave us lots of opportunities across the board, both long and short, but overall on the long side, and really just kind of looking really nice right here. We talked about it, I believe this weekend, right? So you had the subwave one up, ABC wave 2, and this 1, 2, 3, maybe see a little wave 4 pullback, and then we'll see if we can finish up a wave 5 on Snap. But a very, very beautiful follow-through move on that one. Twitter filled the gap today, guys. Wow. I mean, just, you know, sometimes we look at these things like, nothing new, nothing new. And then intraday, some news comes out, and it's just like, oh, yeah, don't forget about that gap up there. And so that's what happened here today on Twitter, right? It was okay at the open. It was pretty pretty strong. It gave kind of a nasty pullback right there, and then they launched it right off of it, and then they gave you a triangle move and pushed it to the upside. So good move there on Twitter today. Keep an eye on it. Again, getting close to those recent highs. D-Dog. This is one that we were kind of like, we'll see how it holds at 618. Wow, did it hold that 618? Nice bullish engulfing candle off of that one. Piton. Same thing right here. I mean, this is just an incredible move off of this. So if you go here from the recent lows, right, it's kind of right off the 382. If you go, it's from here, from this wave, right, you get this 382-618 cluster area right here, and it gave a nice bounce to the upside today. Piton was strong for the majority of the day today, which is really, really impressive. Let's take a look at QS, QuantumScape. So a lot of our members like to trade this one. Again, guys, this thing is pretty epic right here. It's, some of the options are pretty liquid, so it's holding on right here. Inside day today, decent move, so look to see how that inside day holds going into tomorrow. A couple other ones to keep on the radar for tomorrow. Oracle, this one usually doesn't trade great after earnings. In fact, this one's been out of play for a while. But I think they had an earnings beat, and they're just kind of chopping around here after hours, but still one to keep on the radar. And probably the better one, the more momentum name to look at these days is Lulu. Big spike right there. I mean, it was up after earnings and then down again. Bull flag. I think basically the main reason is they beat on earnings, they beat on revenue, but they're not issuing any 2020 guidance. So or guidance off of this earnings call. So I guess I kind of got it a little bit muted after hours. So we'll see how it goes though. But it still looks pretty good. Let's see if we can get over this geometric line and where it can go from there. All right, guys. Well, good stuff. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. I hope everybody has a great rest of your evening. We'll see you guys on the live stream tonight at 7:30, so we can see what's setting up for tomorrow. And until then, guys, stay healthy out there. Remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game.